Get the music going.
Bam.
Yeah, this isn't the PHP Women. This is Roundtable.
How'd you get that one?
I think you gave it to me a while back.
Gotcha.
Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know, Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
All right, I should have said something sooner. Somebody's got a lot of background noise.
Let me mute and find out if it's me.
Was it me?
I don't know. John, did you mute? Unmute. Nope. It was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I heard whatever you turned off, I don't think it was you, John.
No, I turned off my AC.
All right, let's do it. You're listening to PHPUgly, episode 294. And that, my friend, is the sound of a freshly opened bottle of Lagavulin single malt. My last bottle, so this is going to have to be a short show. I'm your host, Eric Van Johnson, and we get together every week. We talk about PHP, coding, web development. We hang out with our Patreons and other listeners in our Discord channel at discord.phpugly.com. And we also have some sponsors we will get to later. But before then, let me introduce my other amigos, my completion of my three amigos. John Congdon.
I didn't think the opening was ever going to end.
And Tom Rideout.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing this lovely evening?
I'm so tired.
Tired.
So tired.
What are you doing that's making you so tired?
I'm not sleeping well. And then today I was very busy helping with my wife who had surgery on her foot.
Oh, no. What happened?
That thing that meant she can't go to Vietnam. What's it called? A bone spur.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure she had to worry about going to Vietnam. I mean, unless she had
Well, I
like
mean-
a conference she wanted to go to or something.
I don't know.
But-
She could have.
You're not sleeping well because you got an elephant on your bed.
Got 3 elephants on my bed and a cat. I had a wonderful delivery earlier this week. I've got, in addition to my PHP Roundtable elephant, I now have the neon PHP Architect elephant.
It's not neon.
Well, I have a black light running. And a Laravel elephant. So
Laravel.
now the 3 of them are stalking me from my bed.
Well, the Laravel elephant's already outdated. We've iterated on it 3 times since we sent you that one.
Oh boy, I have a story about that today.
All right. Well, let's get into it, shall we?
Well, what have you guys been doing? Why are you so tired and or drunk?
I don't think either one of us said we were tired. Who are you talking to?
I don't know.
I actually went to bed early last night for the first time in a long time.
Why are you so tired and drunk and, like strung out? What?
Yeah.
What?
Why are you guys dressed like elephants?
Why are you projecting?
And why do you smell like smoke?
Yeah, which one of you is burning toast in my house?
What would you say, John? You're sleeping well at night?
No, I for the first time in a long time, I went to bed early last night because I was absolutely exhausted. So I got a good night's sleep for the first time.
What's early for you?
Last night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's early for people with kids like under the age of like 12. Yeah, 10 o'clock is considered early. And sleeping in until 8 is sleeping in late.
Yeah, I'm normally like between 12 and 1 is when I'm going to bed. So I went flying 3 days in a row and climbing up that hill. So 7 times in 3 days. I was just sore and I had the worst experience yesterday. My first time ever being dragged by my wing. So I brought it up and everything was looking good. I went to turn around to launch and the wind picked me up before I was ready and spun me the wrong way. So I had the risers. I was just facing backwards and tried to bring it down. It went to the side and just drug me like 30 feet across the ground. So my legs all sore, my knees sore. Not fun. But got it all out of the bushes. Had a couple guys there helping me, which was awesome. It's a great community of people. Got everything untangled, laid back out, brought it up, got off the hill, and was done. Came home, went to bed early.
Yeah, I can imagine that like that whole jumping off a cliff thing really wears you out pretty quick.
It's more the climbing up in order to be able to do said cliff jumping.
I would just be screaming the whole way down.
No, you wouldn't.
And
It's not
hike
that
back
bad.
up and then scream all the way down again.
No, I scream on the way up like, why do I gotta climb? This sucks. That's the worst
You
part.
got the one wheel. Are you using the one wheel yet?
I keep wanting to take it out just to play on it, but I can't take it up. There's no way it would go up that hill. It just the rocks, the steepness, a couple areas where it's almost like washout in the middle. So you got these little things on the side you're climbing up.
The bodies littering the cliffside.
Plus, taking the one wheel up, how do you get the one wheel down?
Strap it on your back.
Exactly.
There you go.
How
How about you,
Tom?
Eric? How's your week?
Oh, week's fine. Plugging along, doing my coding, loving it. Doing some
How are you liking
challenging
the event
stuff.
sourcing?
I go back and forth on it.
Last week you were ready to scrap it and go back to just simple CRUD.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I go back and forth on it. I have a lot of files, and part of that's me. Part of that's on me because I decided to do these invocable controllers where everything was going to have a single purpose, kind of keeping that whole single responsibility sort of mindset. Extending that out from the DDD approach.
That's perfect.
That is perfect, but then you end up with 4 or 5 files that have really similar names. One's a controller, one's a value object, the other one's just a job.
But that's what you want. Single responsibility. It's super testable. Once you're still not testing. That's why you're not seeing the benefit of those things.
Right. And I realize that's the next thing I'm gonna really need to tackle is get some testing done. And I think I'm getting close to there. I'm getting to the point now where we got a lot of the back-end components in place. I'm far from done. There's a lot of stuff that I got to iterate back through and figure out, how I want to do things and clean some things up and harden a few areas. But I need to get some testing in place. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna like it more when it stops being challenged. So one of the problems I had today, and I guess we all kind of go through this when we're learning new patterns and new workflows, but I started feeling like I was just copying and pasting. I was losing sight of why I was doing certain things certain ways. I just knew, oh yeah, I need this file to have these parameters in it and copy and paste. And oh yeah, what did I do in that other file that kind of does the same thing this file does? So I'm still struggling a lot with that of really understanding what's being passed around, why it's being passed around, and how it's being built. But
that sounds like regular programming.
Kind of getting there. Yeah, it is. And like I said, this is the first time this has happened to me, right? I've had this happen before, and it takes a while. I'm to the point now where I'm kind of feeling like I'm making progress and making progress. So, and I had an issue today where I did something wrong that busted everything, and I was able to kind of dissect it and say, okay, I know what I did wrong here, and go back in there and fix it.
It's one of the tricky parts is because we are not dealing directly with the database. Right now, we're strictly working with the aggregate in the event sourcing world. There's a lot of serializing and deserializing. So there's that middle step before you get to the database. And then what happens when you come out of the database? And when are you working with objects, value objects specifically? And when are you working with raw data like strings, ints, booleans? So getting your mind wrapped around that takes time. And I think you're getting there as of today.
Yeah, I really think that value object approach was a bigger curveball than I had anticipated, and it was never really even on my radar. I had heard of value objects before, and I'm sure I've used them in the past, but it's been kind of transparent to me. But yeah, doing that piece of it was a little bit of a curveball for me, and took me a little while, and I'm still not using it correctly. Like I have the basic value object created where it says, okay, this should be a string, this should be an integer, but I'm not really doing any validation like I should be doing. That, hey, this should be a string, it should be at least this long, it can't be longer than this, blah blah blah. I need to kind of get back to that piece of it. But
and that's the whole point of the value object, right? And if you're passing around just a bare string, you don't know what's in there. You don't know if it's valid. So, but at least you have it, which makes refactoring way easier. And again, going back to testing, when you're passing that type of object into another class, say your commands or your events, you know that it's valid. So now once you test that value object, you know that everything should work that uses that. And then you can change that value object and do more things with it. And the rest of your code doesn't care. It's like, you're giving me one. Okay, as long as it does what I need it to do.
Right. So I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I don't know if I'm going to embrace it as much as I've embraced other patterns, but I'm going to try. I want to see the benefits. Like I want to see the application built and being able to go back and say, okay, because we did event sourcing, we can now do this. That's what I need to see.
I don't know that you're going to get that from the event sourcing for a long time.
That's a problem, John.
Are you talking about the event sourcing piece or the value object piece?
The event sourcing piece. I need to see the value added for all this additional time, effort, and learning.
The additional time is because it's a new pattern. It's a new thing.
Which takes more time.
Right. If you knew it, you would just throw it together and you'd be good to go.
You're rolling him all the way back to last week now. He just doesn't even.
Yeah, I was saying that I still don't understand why I'm doing it. If I'm not going to see a benefit or a value add to it,
the value add is going to be when the client comes to us and says, "Why did this happen this way?" And we can say, "Because your users did X, Y, and Z, resulting in this result."
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see.
And it's not our fault. It's
Kalen's
Billy Bob over at client did this, not our fault. That's where the value add is going to be.
I honestly think that we're going to see value add with reporting. I want to get to a reporting stage where we can actually start looking at the data we're gathering and be able to go to the client and say, hey, you know what? Since we have this data, we can generate these reports, which we would not have been able to do typically. I mean, had you known about it ahead of time, sure, you can log any information, but we have this report now in mind that we didn't anticipate, but we have everything event sourced, so we can create it.
Exactly. We'll get there. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah. Exciting. What about you, Tom?
Oh, just the normal work stuff. Working on a lot of bugs. We don't. I don't know if we've discussed this before, but we don't give story points to our bugs, our bug tickets.
I do believe you mentioned that.
There's been some shakeup, and now we're trying to. The developer team is trying to convince the product team that we need to add points to bugs, and so there's a whole internal conflict now with that. Fortunately, though, no one's in an actual office, so it's just like the 10-minute stand-up period of time where someone mentions it once and then we all forget about it for the next day.
I still think it gives you the ability to make room in your sprint for bugs. Otherwise you fall back. You don't get everything in your sprint done because you've allotted for X number of points, but you're spending time on bugs. You may not get to everything you said you could complete because
I know. I'm not. I'm not in the position of defending this. I'm totally on board. Give me those points. Besides that, just nose of the grindstone, trying to sleep but having trouble. God knows why. All of a sudden, and yeah, normal stuff. Trying to keep up with the news, but there has been basically no PHP news this week. So keeping up with it was just a brisk walk.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those weeks where it's like, all right, we're gonna have to wing this one, find something interesting to talk about because
you brought up Laravel revisions.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like there's something to talk about there.
There's not nothing to talk about. We talked last week about Vite, the new JavaScript CSS package management thingy that is now the default in Laravel after much discussion, by which I mean none.
Well, in our Discord channel at discord.phpUgly.com, there's been a lot of discussion about people trying to switch over to Vite. hasn't really been smooth sailing.
Switch over to Vite or upgrade Vite?
I'm sorry, upgrade.
Because last week it was switch over. This week it's upgrade. Because Vite 3 was released this week. So
Well, then I don't know.
So
I don't know.
there's a new major revision of Vite that requires Vue 3 instead of Vue 2. And there's a whole like upgrade path for config option changes and dev server port number changes and general changes, a different version of Tensor that needs to be installed. Just poor timing, I would say. Like if you had just spent a week of work getting Vite working and then today it just stopped working because now you need Vite 3.
I still don't even know. I don't even have my head around it. It's just a build. It's just a build for the build scripts, right? That's all it is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of discussion around it on the Laravel subreddit where someone was basically saying like, "Hey, why? Like, why use Vite instead of Mix?" And everyone's response is, "Well, Vite is much faster." And then a bunch of people saying, well, I mean, yeah, it's much faster, but it doesn't work for the packages I was using. I have to like rig it up with wires and switches and buttons to get it to actually compile my stuff now.
How often do you run your build stuff?
Every time I deploy or every time I build.
How often do you run your build stuff? Every time I build.
No, every commit that I push out builds.
As a developer. Okay. So, and is your build significant? Is it the build time that's significant to you that you see a benefit to switching?
I don't know. I mean, people are saying like, yeah, it's a significant difference in build time, but like if it's causing you massive headaches, who cares?
Relax. I don't do much front end stuff, but the people doing front end that I know listened to the show and corrected me. They didn't call Mix shit. Like they just said that we outgrew Laravel Mix. That's why they picked up Vite. And it has had a performance impact. It's definitely better than Mix, faster. But I don't have the numbers to say what it went from and to. I'm sure I could look back and find that though.
I mean, they get paid by the hour, though, right? Shooting himself in the foot, if you ask me.
No, it's in the CI system. We're all waiting for builds to get through CI when you're waiting forever for NPM or
still making my
Mix
point
to do.
Exactly. Still making my point.
I don't understand the move. Why not have it just remove the build pipeline, like the front end build pipeline completely, and just have like, hey, here's how to install the one you want.
Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be mandated on you.
And it's not like mandated yet. I mean, sure, Laravel 10 won't support Mix at all or something, but it's just an unnecessary change. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, it's
not happy about it.
It's not completely unnecessary, or I suspect it's not completely unnecessary. I think Mix itself might not be getting the support or continued development that people were looking for. So there could have been a driving factor behind replacing it that we're not familiar with.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of miss Guzzle still.
Gulp, not Guzzle.
Gulp.
Guzzle's still a thing.
There was one before Gulp too.
I don't remember.
I don't do enough front end to care.
Exactly. That's kind of how I am.
Actually, right now, I can't even build the front end assets on my machine, and I have no clue why. For the project I work on, I keep trying to bring down fresh containers, a fresh code base, and just it refuses to build.
That actually reminds me of something. Not totally related, but kind of related on the same path. John, I meant to share with you today as we were doing a little pair programming, and I forgot, so I will share with you on the show so everybody can appreciate it. I had another employee that I needed to bring up to speed on the project I'm working on. And I've been using Lando for managing my Docker containers for a while, but I can't really expect everybody to use Lando. So what I did was I installed Sail, and just figured, okay, Sail will be part of the repo. Had an issue with John when I did this. I don't think it was on this project. I think it was actually another project we were working on. But John was like,
No,
I don't
this one.
I don't have PHP installed on my system to do a composer install of Sail so I can get Docker going with Sail installed. So it was like this chicken and egg situation. And I'm like, well, of course, me thinking the way I think, I'm like, well, I can send you the Docker file and you can just do a Docker up on it because I have, the Docker file. And actually, the Docker file, I think, was in the repo. But irregardless, this is a situation for anybody who might not, who might be starting with a fresh install of Laravel and needs that Docker container. Sail, there is a Docker command you can run out the box, not Docker Compose, a Docker command you can run that will spin up a container for you to install your composer and dependencies, which would include the Sail stuff, and get everything up and running for you. So it had we gone and looked at the documentation for Sail, we would have seen this because I had to use this with the other developer. So it's a good little nugget of information for people out there because Docker is becoming so prevalent. What John has, where he doesn't have any of these services installed locally, is not crazy. It's actually probably a good idea. And
the funny part is, I'm looking right now. If I do a PHP-V, I have 818 installed. And when I do a composer install in this application, it's saying that I have 808 installed.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know it's a problem. It's saying that it requires PHP greater than 8.1, but I have 808 installed.
In Docker, what?
No, nothing to do with Docker. I'm literally just running composer install.
Do a composer self-update.
Don't tell me to do. You're not my dad.
It's true. Nobody's dad. It's wonderful. Although I am afraid recently that I'm going to be like that dad who's doing a live stream and the kid just sort of casually walks in the room and I fucking lose it and start screaming at him. Because, they're just driving me nuts.
You'd be like my kids and just pop into Discord and talk to you.
Oh, that's significantly better.
Or we have other family members that just lurk. I can't even find her username on here. I don't know who she is. I shared a screenshot in Discord of me doing a composer install, complaining about 808, but showing that my PHP version is 818. Frustrating. And I tried to composer self-update. That didn't work either. I mean, that worked, but it's still doing the same complaint.
Interesting. Do you have a different console version than you do
I
the
think
version?
I think it's the package. I think the package has a requirement of 8.0 and hasn't updated its PHP requirement. I've had this happen to me in the past, where it says you have to have a minimum of 8.0, but you have 8.1 installed.
But Symfony is straight up saying your PHP version is 8.08.
Right. It's saying it wants 8.1 or higher.
Oh, gotcha.
I
And
bet you
had
your
zero.
CLI version and your FPM version are different.
This wouldn't be going
this
through
is all
FPM.
this is all
It's all
CLI.
CLI.
Yeah, this is all CLI because it's Composer.
Yep.
I don't even know how you achieve some of the things you achieve.
I don't know either. I'm ready to just blow my machine away because I can't upgrade Pop OS. It's complaining about that. It's time to just do a fresh install, wipe it all out.
Wait a minute, you can't install your Pop OS?
I can't upgrade Pop OS.
You can't upgrade Pop OS. Oh.
And I've been back and forth with their support team, and they haven't figured it out either.
Oh, that's not good. Gee.
That's fantastic.
Uh,
But we do really want them to be sponsors, so that's all we're saying negatively.
Which reminds me, I love PHP Storm now.
I kind of like I keep looking at the PHP Storm support for generics and just kind of go, oh man, that would be really nice.
Why? I mean, not that it might be one of those things I don't really see the benefit for because I know a lot of people want generics in PHP, but I don't know. Now John showed me something today. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. What was it, like create variable or something?
The refactor, introduce variable.
Introduce variable. Yeah, that was kind of cool. But
the generics are cool in the sense that it stops you from making stupid mistakes. When you say this variable isn't a...
You do not know me.
Slight correction. It stops other people from making stupid mistakes with your code.
There you go.
It stops people from modifying things from what they should absolutely be. And I think Copilot understands it as well.
Oh yeah, I had turned Copilot off today. It was driving John and I crazy.
Really?
Yeah. But I keep bouncing back. I keep bouncing back and forth on it. It was just.
How's it still working for you? I thought you had to pay for it now.
I'm paying for it. We're paying for it.
Oh.
It's cheap.
I found out today I'm paying for Envoyer. I've been paying for Envoyer for the company for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Which Laravel project is that?
That's the deployment management pipeline that they have.
Right.
It's nice. It's nice. It's all right. But yeah, I go to my credit card. I'm like, what is this Envoyer.io? Like, is that like Envoyer? And I go to our Envoyer account and somehow I have my personal credit card in there. So crap.
You would have think that would have come up when you were buying a house, but no, I can understand how looking at your finances closely when buying a house wouldn't be top priority.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it only hits your card like once a year, so unless you're paying attention, it's it's not crazy expensive either. So it's not like it's a major red flag or anything.
I've had some weird credit experiences lately. I had very, very bad credit for a long time for a number of reasons, but mostly because I didn't use credit at all. And since the Experian data breach where they basically screwed everybody, I've got the free, what is my score service. And
Right.
I pulled it up today to look at what my score was to see if I could apply for another credit card or something. You know what my credit score was?
622.
755.
Oh, wow.
Like, I went from
Clearly, there's a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't correct them or anything. I just said, cool. I'll take 10 credit cards.
Yeah, that'll help you keep that high credit score.
Well, I'm looking into it because I'm looking for houses, which is like my new sort of self-punishment for having a slow day.
I'm telling you, I was telling the wife about this. I think in 10, 15 years, a private citizen owning a home is going to be like a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
Like people
Absolutely.
who want to buy a home and there's a private citizen selling their house, it's going to be like a huge deal.
You know, it'd
Not to
also
be-
be a big deal.
What's that?
Our sponsor, Honey Badger.
When you're in production, 1,000 things can go wrong. You could deploy a bug in your latest release. Your background jobs can silently fail. Someone could trip over the network cable at your data center, and this all comes back to you. You need to know when bad things happen and be able to respond to them quickly. That's why we built Honey Badger. It's easy to install Honey Badger in your back-end applications and front-end JavaScript. It only takes a few minutes of configuration and you'll have monitoring done. That's because we hook into popular web frameworks, job systems, and the browser, so that when any of them crash, we can automatically let you know. We ping your application from our global fleet of servers to let you know about problems with connectivity, latency, and SSL certificates, and we monitor your recurring jobs to see if any of them stop recurring. When there's a problem, we alert your team using the tools you already use. We can create issues in GitHub, Jira, and other issue trackers, and send notifications via Slack, PagerDuty, or other channels. When you click through, you'll be taken to detailed information on the error. You'll see things like request parameters, headers, user information, and the backtrace. Click on any line of the backtrace to view it in GitHub, Bitbucket, or your local editor. When you fix a problem, just mark it resolved and follow up with the affected user. That's Honey Badger. We're the monitoring tool for web developers who'd rather be, well, developing.
Thanks,
Thank
Honey
you,
Badger.
So, I don't know what's going on with your mic, man, but when you like,
Mine.
yeah, I think yours are Tom. Somebody
Well,
is.
It's not the other guys.
Did you hear it, Tom?
What? My voice cracking?
Well, I thought it was static. We're spending too much time on it. Move on.
Alright.
Discord, let me know if it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but somebody's mic sounds like it's blowing out.
In fact, if anything is just Eric, please let him know. He's getting to that age where we can't tell if he's seeing things on his own or he's got a bunch of new elephants. We don't know where they came from.
So
All right.
my one kid, hold on, let me interrupt you really quick, John, since Tom opened up this door. First thing, I'm really proud. One of my kids is getting a full-time job in the field that they wanted to be in, which is nursing. They're going to be starting at a hospital nearby. So very proud of them. Very excited. But leading up to that time, they were doing it's kind of a consulting for nurses. I forget what it's called, but they call like nurses in, like these random nurses whenever they need help, and they're typically at these retirement homes and memory care facilities and all that.
That's the fun thing about memory care facilities is you keep swapping out the nurses as much as possible. Really get them guessing.
They've taken to talking to my wife and I the way they talk to patients, where she'll start tapping my wife on the shoulder. Mrs. Johnson, are you okay? Mrs. Johnson, do you need some help getting up? It's extremely aggravating and somewhat soothing at the same time. I don't know what it is.
I can actually confirm this. My wife a couple years ago did nursing training, and they were doing the whole process of how you enter a room and you start discussing things with the client and all that kind of thing. And so I'm just sitting at my desk one day and there's a knock at the door. And I'm like, yeah. And then my wife lets herself into our bedroom and then realizes what she had done. It just starts crying.
That's funny.
All right, John, I cut you off a couple times. What's up?
No, I just last week or the week before we were talking about Git bisect and we were asking what it did and how it was useful. So I found a video and I'm sharing it in the show notes and on Discord, but it's really freaking cool in the sense that it really just helps you track down where you introduce a bug or a change in the code. And it's literally just you start it and you say this is a bad commit, and then you have a list of your commit hashes and you say, I know this one is good back last week, if that's your last good deploy or whatever. And then it just keeps going in half. It checks out the next one, and you're basically, okay, this one's good. And as you're doing it, it will tell you, okay, we probably got 2, 3, 5 steps, however many it's going to take to get to the middle or to that final commit. And just really just narrows you down and will show you where that change happened.
So I saw that you posted this, but I didn't watch it because I'm completely reliant on purple links in the Google search results for rolling back a commit that I accidentally made. So like even the most basic, like, oops, I pushed out a bad commit, I still suffer with just out of memory. And if it wasn't for the link being purple on my Google search results, I don't even think I could find my way back to the right answer.
That's funny. Look at you. You did some bisecting, huh?
I misspelled biscuit there. It should have been get biscuit, but I actually have my ZSH has a bunch of aliases in it, and it has a whole slew of them for get bisect. So I might have to actually just play with this a couple times and see how it works, because that's interesting. I see a lot of usefulness with this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even in the video, it says you may not use this daily. It's one of those when something goes wrong and you're trying to figure out where or how, this is the tool to do so. And I know that the phone burner team has done it multiple times over the past year. Not a ton, but it's more of a what happened here, and then figuring it out.
Explain the logic of your command line here to me, Eric.
Sorry?
You've got the host name on the branch that you're on, and then a Mario question mark block.
wait, what? oh, that. Okay.
Via.
It's
and
the
then that's the GameCube symbol. And a version via, and then an elephant, and a version via on, and then a whale with a version. So it takes up your current operating environment takes up a whole line in your console.
No, it's much smaller than what this leads you to believe. But yeah, I don't know. I like very informative command lines.
What is version 12.22.9?
Yeah, what is the GameCube symbol there?
That is something that project uses. I'm not
GameCubes.
I read what the first one is.
I get the elephant is the PHP version.
Is it Node? Would it be Node? Yeah, that's the PHP version, and then the Docker. I believe that's the Docker version. So I believe the first one's Node. Let me just do a quick check. Node dash.
I know
version.
Node 12 is the current version because.
Yeah, that's Node. So it's Node, PHP, and Docker versions, and then it's the branch I'm on. The question mark refers that it's a dirty branch. That means I have uncommitted changes in that branch.
Use like a paddle for that.
And the L9 upgrade is my branch name for Laravel 9 upgrade, and the DD Office is the project it's in. So it's DD Office on L9 upgrade branch with version 12 of Node, 8.1 of PHP, and 20 of Docker.
Do you need your version of Docker ever?
But I get the cool little whale. Look how cool that whale is. Come on.
So no.
Who wouldn't want that?
I mean, there are people.
I thought you were going to ask me about the uppercase G, because that's the one that always throws people off. It's like, wait, what is? That's not a command. And that's a ZSH. Well, I think it's an my ZSH shortcut for grep. So whenever you want to do something, and you normally do the pipe grep command, this uppercase G replaces all that. So I can do anything uppercase G and whatever I want to grep for.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I learned something new today.
Yeah. Oh my ZSH. I'll throw that in the show notes as well.
Well, I use my ZSH, but I didn't know the G command. Oh, look at that.
Have it. And you use it. I mean, I use it a lot now that I have it. But yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you.
I mean, I use Oh My ZSH as well. It's the default for OS X terminal.
Well, ZSH is the default for OS X terminal. Oh My ZSH is a framework around that terminal. So there's a difference, but yes.
Oh boy, A Woods in Discord.
I disappeared.
Yes, you
You
did.
did.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yep.
Nope.
Oh, my camera's off. Well, crapper.
This part's just pre-recorded. I'm assuming what you would say if suddenly you disappeared. Yes.
Funny.
We'll see. We'll see if he can figure this out. Meanwhile, A Woods brought up Twitter, and we have to talk Twitter.
Your
Elon
favorite
Musk.
person,
Elon Musk,
Yes.
who just got clowned on all over the place this week, is trying to pull out of the Twitter deal. And I think that's just fantastic because part of the Twitter deal was no inspection, as is product, no warranty, no refund. And then he came out and was like, yeah, they didn't answer my question about the bots thing, so I'm just going to ditch it. And Twitter was like, no, you're not. So Twitter is now suing to have the FCC force him to buy Twitter while Tesla is bordering bankruptcy and all of his political allies are turning on him.
Oh, and did I read something right today? Does he have a sister niece?
That's his dad.
Right.
His
Which
yes,
makes
yeah,
it
he
his
has
sister niece.
Yes, he no sister mom.
No, he has a. Oh well, yeah. I guess he has a sister mom too.
Yeah.
But the baby they had would be his sister niece.
Sister niece, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
His father married and has now had kids with his stepsister, who he has been a step parent to since she was 4.
Yeah, that's
Which
disturbing.
Isn't weird.
Whole
Isn't
Woody
weird at all.
Allen thing going on there.
Yeah. Also, Elon Musk had twins this week with one of his executive assistants.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder he
And
pulled out of the Twitter deal. He's got to raise 2 kids.
I'm telling you, fucker just can't pull out.
Pulling out is not a strong point for him.
Yes. Thank you for that setup. I owe you money now. Yeah, so like real bad week for Elon Musk. Seems to just be losing money hand over fist. And now everyone is investigating all of his business dealings to the extent where people who work at SpaceX are saying they won't even like deal with him when he's in the room. Like they'll just leave the room and stuff like that. So it's always good to see rich people fail.
I mean, I guess, but he's still rich.
Yeah, but you can be rich and sad, and that's what I'm hoping he is. Like those millionaire winners who are like, yeah, it made my life worse. Like, excellent. Good. It's not supposed to make your life better. It's supposed to make it easier.
All right. What else we got going on? Anything worth talking about?
What, PHP version stats?
I was going to ask you about that.
Let's do that. PHP version stats. What's up?
So this is a sort of a regular article written on Stitcher.io that breaks down what versions of PHP are accessing Pachyderms. So the source of this data, this is not a crawler that is getting PHP versions off of all the websites it hits. This is just packagist activity, which I would guess is a pretty good sample of things that are actively in development.
Yeah, especially in this day and age.
There's plenty of stuff out there that's not actively in development. Who cares about that stuff? But
The people that want to break into old systems.
Actually, I got a question for you. Would this would not capture our WordPress community, would it?
probably not.
Okay, that's a pretty big data set we're missing there.
Well, I don't know.
It depends. That's not entirely true. Some WordPress sites use Composer, not WordPress itself, but when you start writing your own plugins and stuff.
Well, current WordPress requires 7.4 or greater. So it might not capture it, but it is in the top percent. It is the most common version. The minimum requirement is the most common version. So what we're seeing as of the start of July is 25% on 8.1. 20% on 8. 30.
So that's almost 50% right there. That's 45%. Yeah.
38% on 7.4. And then the rest falling to 7.3, 7.2, and 7.1. Everything below that is less than 1% of the total environment. So I was really surprised to see that 8.1 has the traction that it has, because as of January, 8.0 only had 23%. So more people upgraded from 7.4 to 8.1 than did from 8.0, 7.4 to 8.0. Or something along those lines. Some similar, some random understanding of math, because I don't have a good understanding. I think enums, though. I think enums are the big deal.
I do like my enums. Yeah.
But enums are available in 7.4, just not as a PHP construct. Like, I was using them in code. Just again, there were classes that were written by the team, not available within PHP.
I mean, anything is like that, John. Anything's available
Well,
if you want to write it.
It's like that's the big thing. There's lots of enum packages out there. What I really want is watching Eric with the event sourcing stuff and being able to do private read-only within the constructor.
I was going to mention that, yeah.
That is so nice.
I forget what that's called. What's that? A promotion, right?
Which you need to go back and do that on one of the I think on the generic command. I think I had you do the initialize because I forgot about that piece.
Yeah,
and you
I'll
don't
check
need
it
to
out.
do that.
Good point. I'll check it out.
Now, I did a code review today that had a named argument reference in it. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I like him.
Eric's using those, and it's driving
John
me
was
nuts.
John was like, "Why is that
it.
word there?" I'm like, "It's a named argument."
I mean, constructors are getting
Well,
kind of big
you
now.
say you hate it, but the ones that I don't do it in, PHP Storm still puts it there. So it's like visually, it's still there.
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't know. It just drives me nuts.
And
But
I haven't
again,
actually,
it wasn't you typing it. It was Copilot putting it
I
in there for
actually
you.
haven't. Excuse me. I don't think that's a Copilot thing. Maybe it is. But I type a lot of those.
Yeah.
But yeah. But honestly, I type them when I'm creating them, but I never use them when I implement them. Like I still don't implement my variables out of order. I don't know why. It's just I don't.
Because it's dumb. And I don't like it.
I keep telling myself my future self or a future developer will appreciate that I did this because
I'm okay with it if you're passing in just true or false or a blank
Why?
number, because then you know what is being
Or a
passed
string
in.
or an object.
Right. Well, no, when you're passing in like a variable, the variable should be named what's going in. Like you should know what you're passing in just fine.
well, it's not only the name, it's the order, right? That's the big thing. Is like you don't have to.
But you're
you don't
not changing
have
the
to,
order.
Well, yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I haven't implemented it where I've needed it, but yeah.
You know that painting of George Washington that's famously unfinished because the White House burned down?
Yes.
It's like putting a sticky note over the unfinished part and just drawing in the rest. You're just like, yeah, this will patch
I
it
don't
up for
think it's
now.
anything like that.
I think it's exactly
And remember, one of the benefits was that if you did optional variables than required variables, that you can now you didn't have to do them in order. So
right now you can really fuck up your methods. You can have
I
a
like it.
required variable after a bunch of not
listen,
required variables.
you're the one of the attributes that you don't even freaking use in the language, just in the IDE. So back
generics.
all the fuck off my back on this one, Thomas.
All right, I have a question for you. How about code style where you have an array, $junk bracket space quote your key quote space, putting spaces between your bracket and your quotes? How do you feel about that?
So before you answer, Tom, let me warn you. It's clearly some PSR because it only happens to me in PHP Storm that I have this PSR setting on, and when I do it in Vim, it
Definitely
works.
not a PSR thing.
I don't know.
It's not a PSR.
It is a
PSR
setting
12.
in PHP Storm.
Yeah, but PSR 12 got implemented way before named argument references.
This is a named arguments. That's completely separate. I'm talking about just the visual look of
this does not
an
bother
array.
me.
Of spacing?
Putting spaces between the bracket and the quotes of your key. I put it in Discord if you wanted to see an example of it.
I want to see it. Yeah, what is our Discord?
Discord.phpugly.com.
That's right. Okay, so short answer, no, that is incorrect.
Well, there is no incorrect or correct. It's
there is.
It's all correct. You just don't care for it.
It's just visually disrupting.
To take your most
visually
recent
disrupting.
argument, this is something that the IDE uses, but as soon as PHP is actually compiled into execution, all the spaces are removed. So you're not even using the spaces. You're just using them for an IDE purposes.
I mean, that's like the fact that you're using multiple lines is the same argument there, buddy. That's
Not sure
nothing.
if you've seen my latest code, one line. I'm actually,
It's all regex.
No, I'm actually executing a PHP doc block. That's just one line.
So John has come around. John has gotten very savvy at telling me, "Hey, jump up four lines, go down 6 lines." He's gotten very good at that with our programming.
It works when you don't move your cursor. And then I try to say it really quick. I'm like, 5 up and 10 down.
Yeah, that was never the problem.
That was fair. Go up 5 and then come down 10 and go over 3.
The problem with me was never like not understanding what was on your screen. It was yelling stop every time you kept scrolling past what you were supposed to be looking for. Stop. Nope.
I got shit to get done, man. I got shit to get done.
Yeah. So spaces in the key section of an array definition. No, that's fully incorrect. That is
absolutely
ugly as sin.
Looks beautiful and very easy to read. I suggest everybody do it now, just because they hate it.
So do you auto space it so that the brackets all line up? So there's a number of spaces
Not the
depending on how
bracket,
long.
not the brackets. The the bracket, the equals all line up. But that is definitely a personal preference of mine.
See, I like that, but nobody else seems to.
Yeah, I get that a lot as well. Nobody seems to appreciate that as much as I do.
Yeah, so like
like
this. This really beautifies the whole thing.
Well, no,
And then-
you have to you have to center hey within there. You screwed that up.
There's a
Come
reason
on, Tom.
I don't do CSS for a reason, man. I
And-
can't center
and
shit.
I'm Todd, and I'm Tom. Doesn't even have any spaces in it. You're really just screwing this whole thing up.
Well, I mean, we're
There's
talking
spaces
about
in
why
there.
would you possibly put spaces in there? I can't think of a less important reason than to perfectly evenly space all your brackets when you're using a monotype font.
You know what is important to us, Tom?
What?
Our supporters on Patreon.
Look at that.
I need to change that graphic. Oh, I forgot to take Jeffrey D is no longer a new Patreon supporter, but
Is Jeffrey D
there.
still a Patreon supporter though? Because that's
I see a couple names
Was
on
it
there
just
that
an
shouldn't be
accident?
on there anymore too. Just saying.
well, technically they're on there through the month of July. And you know who you are.
Talking to us now in PHP
Buttery.
in Discord.
ButteryCrumpet.
Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to make a big graphic when people drop off the list. Like, we don't care for this jerk anymore.
Yeah.
Should they get
Should-
timed out in Discord too for a week?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Do it Philip DeFranco style. It's this week's douchebag of the week.
I have to compliment John.
You don't
I
have
know I
to.
do it a lot. Well, I feel like I do. Well, let me ask you, Tom. When you got your elephants, did you know you were getting elephants when you saw the package?
No, I was baffled.
Did you not send him the right package, John?
So
Oh, you did.
here's how dumb I am. Had no idea what was in this box that says PHP Architect after requesting that you send me an elephant for 2 weeks. No clue.
So
And then we sent you that night last week. I sent you the tracking number saying,
Yep.
"Hey, look, we
Yep.
really did send you something."
Yeah. That's how little I've been sleeping. Is I got this box that I knew was coming that had an elephant in it. Got it, didn't know what was in it, opened it up, and I was pleasantly surprised.
So I don't. That's all John. First off, John took the
Dickers
time.
too.
He's like I can't. We can't send the elephants until we get the boxes in, and I ordered these boxes. I'm like, yeah. I mean, really, like, I got a bunch of old Amazon packages at home. Why don't I just give you those boxes? But John went the extra mile and got the PHP Architect boxes, and it makes me feel good when I see people tweet about the elephants and the box is like there in the background or something. I'm like, oh, it's that's nice, man. It does look good. I love the white and just the little orange. It's very clean. Good job, John.
Thank you. Although some people did get special boxes. I think I told you. Somebody got my kid's pull-up box.
Well, those are the very large orders. Yeah, we got one size box. So
If you didn't tip, you got a pull-up box with a special surprise in it. Yes, the elephants are wonderful. I'm very, very happy with them. I still don't have an office. You know, looking for houses that'll have like space for an office for me. The market here has been absurd, and it is like the Da Vinci Code when you just sort of like pull open the website, pull open Zillow, and then just start whipping yourself in the back just to experience the pain as much as you can.
I told John, my neighbors put their house up on the market. It's like I moved in. They're like, no, forget this. We're out of here. We're out of here. Get too many rainbows on that house. We're leaving.
Well, yeah, they saw you putting a light bulb in, standing on a ladder in a bathrobe. Like first week. Like, all right, this guy's not here to make impressions.
I didn't realize they tied in the front.
Yeah, looking at houses is just awful, and I hope the market crashes miserably. Just nosedives.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is, man. Unless regulations are put in place. That's the problem you're having, right? It's these companies are buying and they're jacking up the price and they're continuing to buy. And they're just going to keep doing it until they dry up the market. So it's not like a normal market right now where there are peaks and valleys because people have money and they're spending money and then they're not spending money. It's not like that. These are private industries.
Right. And I think people realize at some point that like there is no upper limit. They can just keep, as long as they work together through Discord or whatever, they can just keep jacking the market. And like, yeah, no, it's like there's nothing that's in place that's going to stop it from going twice as high as it already is. Yep. So everyone has to rent.
Yep. That's exactly where we're going to be in 10, 15 years. And I think the younger generation thinks that's okay, but it won't be. It's going to be very bad. Very bad.
I don't think the younger generation is happy with it at all. I think they know quite well that it's a system designed to screw them.
Yep.
And nobody around here has pools.
Well, of course not. You're in Colorado, man. Why would you have a pool in Colorado?
It's hot right now.
For like 2 months out of the year, dude.
Yeah, like the worst months.
Well, people still like to get into a pool.
I would not. Like, I've had a pool in my last 2 homes, and I do not understand how people on the East Coast where I used to live had pools, because I would not be spending this money and this effort to maintain a freaking pool if I couldn't use it all year round. Which, I mean, there's a few months out of the year you don't really use it out here, but without a heater.
Just 2 months. I want a hot tub is really what I want.
Yeah, I say don't get a pool. Just get a hot tub. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm at the age now where my dream is to get off work and then play video games in a hot tub and do literally nothing else. Although you will enjoy this. I've found a brand new way to incredibly irritate my wife. The weekends are chore days. Just I've got my normal list of stuff, keeping up the house and things like that. But I also got a video game called House Flipper, where the game itself is literally just to clean houses with a 3D mop. You just clean around the entire house with a mop.
What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
The disappointment on her face when she left the house with the dog and I was playing this game and she came back and I was still playing this game and hadn't vacuumed the floor was like...
You are a bad person.
It's like a fine wine. It's such it was as angry as a lot of her other angry faces, but it had a specific note to it that you only get from a well-aged angry face.
It was like that. She is going to kill me. This is like the last face I'm going to see.
So instead of cleaning the house, you played a game where you cleaned the house.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, had you done that in VR, it might have been a different experience.
Sorry. I mean, if I'd done it in VR, I would have actually been cleaning my house.
That's what he was talking
walking
about.
Around the house, running into things.
What fun is it a game where you're cleaning a house? I don't get that.
So it turns out it was just the look that she gave me. I haven't played it since then.
I would really advise you not to play it ever again.
Yeah.
Bury that one in the backyard somewhere. And
it was fun for a couple hours. I don't recommend it. Although Power Washing Simulator did just come out, and I'm considering
What
getting
is wrong
that
with?
one.
Just stop. You better not. Get in with those Among Us people. The whole PHP Among Us crew. I don't play video games, but I really want to do this one, and I'm just too much of a puss to take 15 minutes to understand how everything works. I need to watch the videos again.
Here's a video you got to watch. July 21st, FarmCon 22 is kicking off. It's a 3-day convention devoted to Farming Simulator. And if you're wondering, yes, the pros from Farming Simulator League will be in attendance.
See, that's going to trigger me if that's a successful conference and we can't get tech up and going. I'm going to lose my mind.
I will tell you, not only is it a successful conference, I believe this is their 4th year.
Does anybody else want to throw up?
I just the fact that Farming Simulator has not only a conference but a professional league is just, it's everything with the world coming together. Like, sure, you can't afford a house unless maybe you're a professional Farming Simulator player.
And you know they have fans, like they have roadies and they have fans.
Oh
and,
yeah.
yeah. You know it.
No, the FSL is nothing to joke about. It's got a $250,000 purse.
Oh my gosh! All right, that's it. Way to bring us down. We need to wrap this up. We've done our Patreon. We've done our support, our sponsor. Thank you, Honey Badger, by the way. Thank you, our Patreon supporters. You are what keeps this going. The show would have been long gone had you guys not shown your support. Wait a minute. I probably shouldn't say that. Don't leave Patreon, please.
Oh, please don't leave us.
No. No, seriously, we do appreciate it. John and I are working to bring PHP Tech back next year. Like I said, I'm not doing this is a secret, you got a big announcement bullshit with you guys anymore. We're going to be like real honest with you. So,
it's not at the John Deere Forum, is it? Because that one's taken.
Is that taken?
That's where FarmCon's going to be.
Gotcha. Well, we'll scratch that one off the list. I don't really want to say where we're going to be because we're really not.
Yeah, we don't have anything
anywhere
signed yet. So.
Yeah, we're not officially anywhere yet, but we do have wheels in motion and trying to make things happen. So stand by.
Elephants?
Yeah, we still got elephants. If you want elephants in a very cool box, don't order more than 2. That's the secret limit. That's the hack there.
Yeah, also, the 2 come tightly packed. They're best friends by the time they get here.
Yeah, that was not well thought out by me when I ordered the boxes.
Well, they are their own packing material. It actually works pretty well.
Exactly. It's not like we had to worry about them breaking or anything.
So I actually put 2 elephants in a much smaller box before, in the USPS flat rate box. And so when I got the new one, I'm like, oh, if I just make it a little bigger, it'll be better. It's still really tight.
What's your take on the I'm a PHP architect, Tom? I'm just curious.
Just the phrase itself?
Yeah. Do you like it? Would you rather it not be there?
I like it.
Good answer.
Yeah. I know how much these cost. I'm not saying that sucks. I made that mistake before.
All right, cool. Yeah.
What was
so
it? You guys
that's
dumped
the
a bunch of money into something, and
that's the big thing is if you have a PHP architect Archie. If you have an Archie elephant from before, you don't have this Archie elephant. This Archie elephant has a nice little slogan on it. One that we're proud of.
Is the Laravel elephant also available from PHP Arch?
Arch, yes, it is.
Arch.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's on there as well.
And that is out what, Alfie?
I forget, John. What's the elephant? What's the Laravel?
Is it Leona?
Leona, unofficially Artie.
Ari.
Yep.
The kids love it.
Cool. It was fun. We're happy we did it. Don't know if we'll do it again, but it's been fun. What's really exciting to me is the fact that I don't have to ship them.
That's, to be fair, I don't know if you've ever shipped anything except for the PHPUgly keychain tags.
Yeah.
He's done most of the shipping. I just picked it up.
We had an exciting thing happen where John had to go to storage and get more elephants, right, John?
Twice.
Twice. Wait, twice?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think I knew that. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, should have picked up more than 2 the first run.
I made the mistake the first time I went. Instead of bringing 2 big boxes home, because I thought it would drive my wife crazy, I'm like, I will open 2 boxes and I'll take half a box of each.
Oh, that's reasonable.
And then got them home and shipped them all. And I'm like, crap, now I need more.
Next time, just use the space that your 3D printer is taking up. Take that to storage and bring a box back.
That's a good idea.
How's how are we doing it on inventory, John?
Fine.
They're all in the trunk.
You're supposed to say, well, people really should order now because we do have fewer than we started with, and we continue to go down.
That is true. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at paragliding videos.
You should also
you
should lower your max quantity from 20, seeing as I don't know how many diaper boxes that's going to take.
Do we have a max quantity, really? Because
It's just a drop down.
We've surpassed that.
Not on a single order.
Sure. Oh, you're right. Technically, that wasn't a single order. Yeah, you're right. We had this is a whole community thing. We had somebody organize the smuggling of elephants to a foreign country, which was meant to save on postage.
I did hear about that.
Oh, it saved a ton on postage.
Oh, no kidding! It was a huge benefit. Yeah.
Well, the cocaine pays for itself.
In hindsight, John, we should have just thrown a bunch of the PHP Architect boxes in there so that they could box them up, over there. Well, but
that would have been a good idea.
It would have been. And I still get tweets of people. I'm under the impression that there is a physical handoff happening with some of them, and it's cool to see those pictures come in. I'm very excited. I've never done enough things in the community. As much as I support the community, as much as I want to be, beneficial to the community, I never feel like I've done enough where it was like, oh yeah, I was part of that. And this is one of those things. Like, you'll see somebody tweet about their elephants. It's like, oh yeah, I'm part of that. Like, I'm the reason you have that in your hand right now is because of stuff I did. So yeah, cool. You're welcome. So I like it.
Cool. All right, let's wrap it up.
Sounds good to me. What's wrong with you, Thomas? Why are you shaking your head?
I just saw that they make a gigantic version of the little popper fireworks.
Like not relevant.
No, not relevant. I didn't want to say it.
So let me make sure I understand correctly. John's looking at paragliding videos. You're looking at firecrackers, and I'm just bleeding my heart out on the table about how much I love the PHP community and how special it was for me to be part of something. Seems like a good spot to wrap up the show. I'm Eric.
I'm John.
I'm Tom.
Keep it
ugly.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen,
Suck.
I'ma drop a freestyle
Suck,
you
you
can
suck, you
cherish. I'ma send a shout out to
We're
the
still,
host named Eric. Yo,
on
he's
air.
never on some average
I'm
shit.
talking
You know,
to you guys. I
Eric,
want
he
everybody
stays
to
loud and
know.
passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo,
Thanks,
shout the
Buttery.
host name Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly, cause it's not professional. But I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real
shout
well
out
on
to
YouTube.
you,
Hope you guys
Harry.
are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
All right, kill the feedback. Discord, I need to yell at you. This is the second week in a row, Discord. Second week in a row. No title. No title suggestions. Come on, Discord.
In their defense, we didn't tell them to give title suggestions throughout the show like we usually do.
Don't say good show, Frank. How would I know it's a good show? I don't know you actually listened to it. You didn't give me any title suggestions. Hey, Woods, I'm gonna let you slip by. I won't give you a hard time. All right. I need a title before you guys go. Don't hang up. Give me a title. Give me something.
I'm gonna have to. I have a kid's room to finish decorating.
Oh yeah, you got some more cameras?
Yep.
What are you decorating?
We're redesigning it. So they're at grandma's tonight, and we are changing it all up. It's now going to be a Harry Potter theme. So they're going to come back to Hogwarts in their room.
Very good. All right, give me a title. Version of the week. We can do. What did we say? Sister niece.
Sister
niece?
mother, I thought.
Sister mom.
I think sister niece is funnier, but sister mom. We can do sister mom.
No.
No,
Frank's got it.
Frank's got it. What did Frank say?
Packing
Packing.
pachyderms.
Packing pachyderms. Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
That's
I would
good.
A Woods. I appreciate the title.
You know, tries-
Not quite YouTube friendly, unfortunately.
but I mean, it's good.
It's not.
It's good. No, it's good.
It's
Now
not
do
friendly.
the artwork for it.
I think we have it already. Don't we have you with the microphone?
Well, all the way in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, John.
Probably use that.
John, do you want to give me? Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Hey, can you? Which one is it? This one? No, not that one. Hold on. Wait, don't go away, John. Hold on. This one? There we go. All right, John. Give me a like you've been up all night redesigning your kid's bedroom look. Take your headphones off. Move your camera.
I don't know what that means.
You're tired and you have paint on your face.
Like you've been wrapping Christmas presents. Like you've been wrapping Christmas presents all night. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
What?
That'll work. Thank you. All right. I will work with that. Oh, Kevin Kevin was in Disco. Man, you're lurking there, Kevin. I keep meaning to put you on the spot, John, about SDPHP and try to guilt you into getting meetings going again. I'll make a
It's not
note to
gonna
do
work.
that next week.
All right. You do
All
that.
right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm also
I'll
gonna
just
need
keep putting
you
it off
to
like I
ship
put
a
off
bunch of
everything else.
elephants. Put up 5 more cameras in the kids' room.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Ah,
Bye. What happened? I thought you were the one who had to go.
I do have to go. I don't know where Eric had to run off to, but I'm going to run too.
I
Thanks,
didn't end the-
everyone.
I didn't end the stream yet.
I know.